Hello, everyone. Just a tick down on that uh, webcam today. Welcome to the stream. This is a Taku Showboat. Today is Monday. Oh, yes, Monday, December the 28th, 2020. I am, of course, joined by Dolly today. Hello, my girl. Yes, Miss Murr. She talks. She talks to me. She's a talker. Ollie, not so much of a talker. He's done a little bit more. He's ever so slowly starting to talk a little bit more to folks through the occasional little chirp. And he will meow if he accidentally gets shut behind a door in a room, which has not happened with me, but has happened at some points. Same with poor Dolly here. Yes, big stretch for the Dolly, the pretty girl, the pretty kitten. So, hello. It's a satisfactory day today. We haven't played Satisfactory since last week on Wednesday because we had a holiday on Friday known as Christmas. We had Christmas on that day, and I did not stream. And of course, I don't normally stream on Saturdays either. That is my normal day off. So here we are. We have arrived. We have arrived. If you did not watch yesterday's stream of Factorio, I did talk a little bit about how Christmas went. They went fine. I mean, given the circumstances, it went okay. Everything was very, very delayed that day because everyone's so very tired around here lately. We did presents. It was like 11 o'clock hour when we did presents. I got a game. I got Final Fantasy VII Remake that I had asked for. And I don't know when I'm gonna play it. I also got like some screen cleaning stuff, if I can find it. I got whoosh. I got whoosh. Whoosh. And I have cleaned my screens with the whoosh. The whooshest. And I got a whole bunch of like candy and gingerbread man and all bunch of other stuff. I got a surge protector tower with a really long cable to have more plugs around here, as well as a USB hub. Yeah, USBs. I need all of the USBs. All of them. I must have them all. So the back of my computer, I have a whole bunch of USB extension cords coming out of it, and all of them are used. All of them. There's like 8 of them. I'm using all of them. Plus a couple on the front panel. So, yeah. Need a few more USBs if I actually want to add additional things, because just there's so much stuff. There's so much stuff, and I don't even have all the stuff plugged in that I have. It's like, oh my gosh, my keyboard can use 2. My mouse uses 1. The webcam uses 1. The audio interface for the microphone uses 1. Oh boy, the what else? I have a slot for my controller. I have one of these. I've had one of these for a long time. This is, even though it might not look it at first glance, this is an original Xbox One Elite wireless controller, quote-unquote wireless controller, but hey, what are you gonna do? I usually play it wired. These things come in black and only black, but I have replaced the faceplate cover with a third-party white faceplate. I also have had to replace the back sections on this because the little rubbery stuff loves to come off, or loved to come off. It like bubbled over time and started to peel off, and it didn't feel good. So yeah, and it's got the buttons there for the little extra bumper thingies. I don't use those. I don't like them. I don't like them. But hey, there's another device that is USB. Plus, I have USB drives and a whole. There's just stuff. There's stuff. I need more USBs. So I got more USBs. I asked for it for Christmas and I got it. Hello, welcome to the stream. I've got Dolly resting very comfortably on the back of my chair today. She's a little bit blocked. Her face is a little bit blocked by my microphone, but she's here. She's comfy. She's very comfy. And yeah, I think we're ready to just continue today. What did I do yesterday between our last stream and this stream? I vacuumed the carpets. That terrifies the kittens whenever the vacuum is going. I'm not even joking. They get absolutely terrified when the vacuum is flowing, is going, doing its thing. They run and they hide and they stay hidden even after the vacuuming is done for several minutes. Ollie in particular gets extremely terrified, and he just runs to hide, and it's just awful experience for the kittens anytime we need a microwave. Microwave? No, vacuum. Vacuuming the carpet. Because it's this really loud noise, and they don't like the really loud noise whenever it happens. And yeah. When it was over and Ollie did decide to come out again, he was extremely affectionate. Extremely. He was on the floor at my feet, rolling around, demanding attention, looking all cute. It's just unlike him to that degree, because I guess he thought that I slew the monster making all of the noises. So I have one of these now. By the way, I have one of these monstrosities of a thingy. It's definitely a thing. It moves somewhat fast. Also, I built that for whatever reason. Another elevated platform. I don't know why exactly I decided that I wanted to build yet another elevated platform, but there it is. Also, this thing has physics, and it rocks back and forth, and it can launch you. I'm not even joking. This thing can launch you and itself into the sky because reasons. You just have to walk into it, and it will occasionally just fly you away. And fly away itself. It knocked me from that platform to the floor and killed me. Because physics are awesome. Really? Hello? Climb? So it's no longer Christmas, unfortunately, but Fixmas continues into the month of January, for quite a few days, actually, into January. So we've still got some time to get our tree fully decorated. Off-screen, I did pick up the MAM technology that gave us the presents and unlocked the tree topper as an item to make. After finally accruing the however many 200 of these thingies, it was a lot. It was a lot. So the toppers. Yeah, let's not talk about the toppers. It makes half of a part per minute at 2.5 of these guys consumed and 25 candy canes. The candy canes are the easy part. I have this many. I need like 500 for the last tech on here. I need a few. Am I enjoying Satisfactory? And do you think we can compare Satisfactory with Factorio? I mean, I've been comparing Satisfactory with Factorio since the moment I started playing it, so yes. I do enjoy Satisfactory as a whole. For the experience that it offers, there are some questionable design decisions, but overall, it seems to be okay. Oh yeah, I unlocked the snowball stuff as well. Right. I like the way that the tech progresses. I like the mechanic with the hard drives. How many do I need? 500. You know, just 16 hours of production. Over 16 hours of production to actually get that last tech. It's gonna be a while. At half of 1 per minute. Also, my allergies are killing me today. I don't know exactly why, but hey, life. Stuffy nose. So, fundamentally, this game is very similar to Factorio in that you've got these. You have to mine a raw resource, process by smelting the raw resource into a new resource that you can then process into more resources that will eventually lead you into a form of progression that sinks resources, i.e. the space elevator and the milestones and the technologies in the MAM. 3 methods of progressing. Factorio, really, it's just science is your main method of progression. But here we've got a few different ways of progressing. However, this really does take a different approach, not only in the fact that it's 3D, but in the fact that a single mining drill will give you a lot of belt throughput. And all of the throughput of stuff is in a per minute timescale rather than in a per second timescale. It's very, very easy in Satisfactory to saturate the throughput of a belt and process the full throughput of a belt. Very, very easy, which makes it a completely different calculation when deciding whether or not you want to do something like a main bus in Satisfactory by comparison to Factorio. The main bus is fine if you have a whole bunch of products like intermediates and raw resources that are not saturating belts. I know that's like blasphemous to the people who have like 8+ belts of iron plates on a main bus, but you have to think about how are these things getting used when it comes to a main bus system. Like, it's fine to organize items on their way to a destination for use. What makes a main bus in Factorio easy to use, and part of its main point, is that it does centralize all of your resources, and you can pull off any resource as you build additional sets of factories to the side of your bus, assuming that you're not actually fully utilizing all of the base resources in each factory. Here, you're very likely going to be using all of your base resources to make whatever finished good that you're trying to make, or semi-finished good that you're trying to make, / store, or use for something even higher technology. You know, things like over here, these motors. You know, we're making motors. We are bringing in a resource of these sheets, these sheets, copper sheets. I could make copper sheets here. Like, there's a copper node down there. I can take that copper, make sheets here. So my point is, Satisfactory is very much a type of game where you're going to want to process as much stuff on site as possible and limit how much stuff moves around on a quote-unquote main bus. Because really, it's a lot harder to deal with and build a main bus in Satisfactory than it is in Factorio. It is inherently more difficult to build something like this. What do I even have on my main bus right now? A pipe of nothing as a placeholder for if I need anything moved that is fluid, as well as concrete and copper sheets. And I have concrete for making encased beams over there, encased steel beams. That's it. I have these copper sheets for making engine units by the rotor recipe, the copper rotor recipe. I don't even need to use the copper rotor recipe. I don't even need that. I'm not actually using all of these copper sheets either in that production area. So, okay, we've got one item I can justify being bust. Yay. And if I wanted to, I don't even need to bus it because I could do it on site. Yay. Satisfactory is also different from Factorio in that there is a limited amount of resource nodes. The map is only a somewhat small size, especially by comparison to Factorio, which has an effectively infinite map size, the approximate geographical equivalent of the continental United States in terms of its overall size. It would literally take days to travel to the edge of a standard map in Factorio. Not like you really should, because there's a lot of memory that gets used. Bloating file size and all that. The game literally can't handle it being fully revealed. But the resources are effectively infinite because of that in Factorio. Here in Satisfactory, while the individual nodes supply an infinite amount of resources, there are a limited number of nodes on the map for each resource. We started here in the desert, which is considered an advanced start for whatever reason, particularly because it has the most resource nodes of any of the other biomes. And if you look at the interactive map, you can sort of see why. You can actually see that when you go into the other biomes, there's not nearly as many resource nodes as out here, where they are just everywhere. Just get up on a elevated platform like that, and you'll see the landscape is just covered in resource nodes. But your maximum production out of that resource node is going to be whatever your max level belt is of throughput in the end. And at the moment in Satisfactory, there isn't actually a belt fast enough for the potential throughput of the highest level mining drill with 3 power cores in it running at 250% on a pure resource node, on a pure quality resource node. Pure quality resource node, level 3 mining drill at 250% outputs more items per second of ore than the current max level of belt, apparently. And there is going to be another level of belt that will be introduced, I guess in the next update, actually, the next content update for Satisfactory, so that you can have that full throughput utilized. Anyway, that's my initial thoughts on these things. They are comparable, but they do have a lot of differences between them. Also, I prefer this on the enemies. The whole mechanic here with the enemies is just simply better than the entirety of Biter's existence in Factorio. This is more of a limitation on exploration for these. These are a hazard to exploration, to make exploration more rewarding, ultimately. And the monsters don't spawn anymore once you've expanded into a region. They stop spawning once you've built stuff in a place. It's awesome. And areas where you haven't built, they'll respawn. So you have an infinite supply of their parts, as long as you don't build across the entirety of the map, and by the time you've built across the entirety of the map, you likely don't need to kill them anymore. So yeah, I prefer this on the enemy mechanic, at the very least. My allergies are just really killing me today. Really, really killing me. Anyway, we have a lot of stuff that we need to get done. So now that we've talked about all of that, I think it's about time to actually get into some progression. How does that sound? Do I think Satisfactory can have a mod community like Factorio in the future? I mean, Satisfactory already has a mod community. There is already a major overhaul mod for Satisfactory. Did you know this? Did you know this? There is already a major overhaul mod for Satisfactory. It is called, if I can find it, More Milestones plus 100. It is called the More Milestones mod. This mod adds 335 milestones, 546 automated recipes, 452 parts, 103 prizes, 15 landmarks, 34 themed items for Halloween and Christmas, 202 usable rewards, 126 resource nodes, of which 11 are new mineable nodes, and there are 2 fluids and 9 solids of these new items. There are 15 trees of new consumables. Like actual trees on the map, 15 trees. 14 engineer logs to find. 6 special drop pods and a space station. Like, that sure as hell sounds like a mod on the level of, at minimum, a Crastorio, if not an Angel's Bob's. Like, that sure seems like a pretty substantial addition to the game that adds to the base mechanics without actually replacing the base mechanics. There are many mods that exist for Satisfactory. Many, many, many. So, what stuff am I carrying around? A few things. Do I have enough stuff to make refineries? I do. How about awesome sinks? I do. So we're good to go. We are really good to go. Oh yeah. That violet slug is blocked by a rock that needs to be exploded. It makes me very salty because I always see it. I even built a platform to get out to it. Can't get it yet. I can get the tech for the Nobelisk and the detonator, and I could actually get it, but I need to do that tech. Good mods can make a game live forever, assuming that the developers stop actually updating their game to allow the mods to be developed for it and stay relevant over time. Because there are a lot of games that have been great for modding communities, but have suffered because the developers suddenly start to update their game again and outdate the mods / require the mods to get updated for the new version. You know, things like SKSE for Skyrim, the Skyrim script extender, which needs to be updated every single time the game's executable file is updated. You know, and anytime the game updates, you need a new version of SKSE, and that can take a little time to happen. And in the meanwhile, you just can't play the game modded when a lot of mods use the Skyrim script extender. Where am I even going? This way. There's oil out here. By the way, we've got 4 oil nodes out here. And then don't even get me started on Kerbal Space Program, the game where you literally play older versions of the game because the mods work with older versions and don't work with newer versions. The mods you actually want to play with. And yes, I have seen that Kerbal Space Program is now adding in functionality of mods, the Kerbal inventory system, and like elements of Kerbal inventory system, and I think constructs or something along those lines. Just becoming a base game feature now. It's like, okay, fine. Like, that's okay, it's just this long? Really? Like, why are you still updating KSP1? Like, why? Why are you still mucking about with KSP1s? With KSP1, I'm not interested in the first Kerbal Space Program right now, when 2 has been announced and is on its way. And if I want to play KSP1, I'm going to want to play with the Outer Planets mod or some other overhaul. Outer Planets being more of a vanilla plus in that it adds planets to the existing system, and then there are mods that actually just completely replace the starting solar system with a entirely new solar system. There are several versions of this. But the basic mod that even lets you adjust the stuff in the Kerbal, like on the map, all of the planets. I forget the name of it. Copernicus. That mod depends upon the version of the game, and if you don't use the correct version of the mod for the correct version of the game, it won't work. So, yeah. Updates are the enemy when it comes to a healthy modding community. And it's one of the reasons why I do not like games that keep getting updated months and months and months and months and years and years and years after the release of the game. It's like, please give me a new game rather than keep supporting this old experience at this point. Anyway, I have oil here. Talking about all this. Just jumping around, talking. We need to make plastic and rubber and a whole bunch of other shenaniganry. I also need to make those reinforced modular frames, but that doesn't actually use plastic or rubber. Does the manufacturer, though? The manufacturer itself uses plastic, so we're going to want to set these things up. You know, I've never played Minecraft. I don't even own Minecraft in any form whatsoever. I've never played it. Sort of seen it. Never played it. Never been interested in it. I don't have that type of a mindset. I'm not that level of artistic to design things. Same with Terraria. It's like I own it. I've tried to play it. The controls seem just way too janky. I don't like how it controls, how it feels to actually play it. And I haven't really done much of it beyond, oh hey, when you start the game, make a shelter. Like, okay, now what? Explore. Well, for what reason? What are we exploring for? Like, what do we do? Why make things? What's the purpose? What's the goal? I need goals. I need goals of some description to have a good time. I'm a little weird. I like having goals. I also don't like losing. I have this immense fear of failure. I genuinely believe that failure is a waste of time. So, yeah, this does impact my like play styles in games. It's like I really don't want to lose, and so I end up doing a lot of research for games that I play because I don't like not knowing stuff. Let's pipe. How much does each of these produce? 120. Why is this so weird? Why is this weird? This is weird. Like, for the love of God, why are you weird? So, for reference, a pipe has 300 meters cubed per minute of throughput. Come on, you. Yeah, sure. Why not? See, what I want to do is put a cross junction right here on the end of the thing. But no. Game says, no, you may not do this thing. You may not. It is illegal. So what I need to try to do is put a pipe in to put a cross junction in, and then delete the rest of the thingies because screw everything involving pipes. Ta-da! That's 300-ish per minute of stuff. And we have an additional thingy over there. Cheater? What do you mean, cheater? Cheater for what? Placing a thingy to put one of these in? Is that considered cheating? This is off kilter, by the way. Stackable. The cross-section stuff, yeah. Right. Ba. I am scrolling the scroll wheel. I am scrolling the scroll wheel to try to get the segment to move to the left. It doesn't do it. It doesn't do it. Like, why? Why you do this? Okay. What I want is something that does not quite look that janky. Probably should have just used these to start with, huh? You know what? That'll just be that. Ta-da! Just wanted it to do the thing. If I set it to not vertical... Like, I want it rounded. I want it rounded. Better. Oh well. Also, this is now floating in the air, so goodbye. All I really need is that to exist. But of course, you are also floating in the air. Okay, new plan. Excuse me. Die. Thank you. From the top. Mm-hmm. Step 1. Step 2. Ish. So much better, right? So much better. Yes, my baby girl. Baby girl behind me. That's all my coffee, by the way. I'm now out of coffee. And just, I really dislike that people have the opinion that it's a good thing that developers spend multiple years updating their game, adding content to it, when they should have just made a better game, right? Like, could we please get a Europa Universalis 7 by now? That is a much better, fundamentally better experience than 4 is right now. That is extremely bloated and an objectively worse overall experience than what it was even remotely close to the beginning. Like the first few expansions we can understand. They were great, fine. They worked. Can I make the same argument now after how much DLC? I just hate Paradox, by the way. Paradox is an awful company that I will never support anymore. Not in the slightest. Not any of their games will I support. I cannot remotely justify Paradox develop games, providing them money. It's just they are not a good company. They destroy their games. The further and further you get away from a game launching, the worse and worse the experience gets. Like, right now, Stellaris is a fundamentally different experience than what you got when you paid the money at the beginning of the life cycle of the game, and not in a good way. But that's just like your opinion, man. Well, all games are opinion, based up on opinion. Excuse me, but stuff. What am I even trying to do? I don't know. Have a platform above, I guess. That's what I'll do. I need more resources. I need more of the everything for resources. I need more iron plates and more concrete, at least. I need to get a platform out also over there from my main base. One of the reasons why I set up that high platform over there is that I know it's tall enough to go all the way over, but maybe I just want to go all the way around. It looks like even my tallest platform right now with all of the Fixmas stuff is still too low for bringing a platform over here. And being above all of the stuff. But that is a bit too high. Maybe I'll make one around the halfway point, right around... maybe the 2/3 point, right around there. Let's be safe on our way back down. And for reference, I will be salty until the end of time about Paradox, like, completely ripping out entire methods of travel in Stellaris. I will forever remember that they ripped content out of their game for the sake of balance. It's like, of all things to, like, demand refunds for, I would have done so had I lived in the EU and could have done so. Because they fundamentally removed something from the game. Removed part of an experience that I paid money for. But you can go back to previous versions, but they don't have the bug fixes with those versions. Excuse me. Like, why must I give up these features to have bug fixes that have happened since the launch of the game? Oops. Like, come on. And if you go back to the previous versions, you can't experience any of the expansion content that have happened since those versions either. It's like, okay. So, I shouldn't ever pay for any of their stuff then, right? Any of the new content? Because, well, they removed aspects of their game, right? If I want to continue to experience aspects of their game, well, then I guess I'll never play any of the content that they actually produce for the game after that, huh? Like, why should I buy their DLC if I can't play it? If I want to experience the game that I had at the beginning of the game's lifetime. Like, their Paradox is just fundamentally flawed in my mind as a company. They just can't get it right. They stick way too long on specific games. Adding content no one asks for. Changing things that no one asks to change. For the sake of more money off a existing title, milking it forever and ever and ever, rather than even remotely think about giving people a new, better experience. All the while screwing modders by continuing to change mechanics. Let's hope this doesn't happen to Satisfactory or Factorio. Please, God. Like, seriously. Don't let this happen to these games. I need plates. I need iron plates. Wherever they may be. I don't even know. Iron plates? Iron? There's some iron. Huzzah. Huzzy huzzoo huzzum. Do you have iron? Oh, you've got lots. Okay, good. Alright, so I'm going to build a platform, an elevated platform. Not quite that high, but still pretty high in the air. That's going to basically go all the way out to the oil, and it will be the platform that I build my oil processing at. Right around the point where I can grab this will be just about the level. We'll do this level. And I think I'm just going to delete all that eventually. Okay. Hold. 10 out. I have to decide how far out I want to go. Another 20. And I will need more concrete, by the way. I'll need infinite supplies of concrete for all this. Gosh, another 20. Distance and perspective can be misleading in 3D environments like this. Also, from this vantage, we can see, oh hey, there's a couple of iron and copper and more iron and more copper and more iron and more copper and limestone and more iron and more copper and more... all the things! Like, oh god, all the things, wow. So many resource nodes. So many resource nodes that have been not tapped yet. So much production capability here in this biome. It's part of the reason why we started here. On my very first playthrough, yes, immediately being told to do the most advanced of advanced starts. There is the oil. I'm gonna go out another 10. Hi. That's my baby? Yeah, bro. That's my baby. Where's your brother? Where's your brother, huh? Where's the Ollie? This looks good. Spend the rest of my concrete getting somewhat out in that direction. Let's get more concrete. I may have a supply of concrete right there. Let's deconstruct some stuff. Also, how many rods do I have? Not. I'm going to want rails. I have a tendency of falling, shall we say. I have this nasty habit of just falling. Of not paying attention to the autosave happening and being in mid-jump during an autosave and just losing complete control. By the way, by the way, KSP2 is being worked on. It will release eventually. We'll see. 2022, maybe. Maybe. We'll get that game. Looking forward to it. It'll be great. Looking forward to mods for it. We'll see how friendly or unfriendly modding is with a different development studio. If only we could just get off of Unity, that would be great. I don't know if they're still working with Unity, though. Unity is not the greatest for a physics-oriented game. Just as a, by the way, Unity, not so cool with physics. Not so great. Lots of interesting bugs that the original KSP team had to deal with. All because of Unity. Being Unity. Really? My inventory be full. Excellent. We have a bit of a cache of concrete here on this platform that doesn't need to exist. I will regret this, probably. Anyway, off we go. So, this is going to be one of those instances where I will be building a bus of sorts to the quote-unquote main part of my base. This is so that I don't have to walk out there all the time to pick up additional plastic and rubber. That's the only reason. It's just for my own laziness to have a more close-ish location for storage. It'll just be belting out to storage. And people do design bases around that concept of a centralized storage hub that they belt everything that they make to. And that's actually a good idea if you are bringing things around that are necessary for building infrastructure. I can see that being a really good idea for infrastructure-based items. Things like the plastic and the rubber would be good to move to a main centralized hub. Concrete. Encased beams. Steel beams. Iron plates. Iron rods. Frames. Rotors. Motors. These are all good things to have. Let's go. Ever closer. I can see my oil from here. I can see the oil nodes. We're getting closer. Using almost all of my concrete along the way. Don't forget we need an actual platform for building the refineries, as well as a way to deal with byproducts, because guess what? We now have byproducts that we'll need to deal with. That should be good on this axis. This, by the way, guarantees that the building of the platforms is all aligned with the main part of my base. Yes, lots of concrete. So much being used here for the everything. Yeah, this is a bit tall. This is a bit high. Ooh. Limestone. Copper. Resources. Hey. Hi, resources. Nice to see you there. Honestly, I don't like the looks of this part of the biomes. I think this is ugly. All this coloration, it just ugly. Ugliness over here. The desert actually looks like a desert. This, I don't even know what they're trying to go for. Like, dunes in the desert and crags area. All that looks fine to me. Very reminiscent of what I think of for desert. Out here, this stuff, just meh. More concrete. Goodbye, concrete. I need more concrete. Let's go. Back again. It's tempting to use that little hand cart, but guaranteed I would fall off this platform with that little cart with my vehicle out there. I don't even know if the vehicle's even faster than running with the Blade Runners. I think it's pretty comparable, really. So, how are folks on this day? Yesterday I recorded more of my Vanilla Factorio playthrough. I need to record 2 more today. It's progressing, I can say that much for sure. Whether or not I'll actually beat it within the 8-hour window. / launch a rocket within the 8-hour window. Remains to be seen. I've used just under half the time. I'm about halfway on the time allotted, and yeah. Science is happening. But is there going to be enough time to accrue the resources to actually launch a rocket? I've got no idea. I'll have a better idea probably after I record the next 2 episodes. Well, you won't see him for a while, but yeah, it's happening. Progress will be made. Anyway, that is my main source of concrete right now, but it's a little bit of a pain to delete things at 50 items limit. So I'm just gonna go down to an area where I have concrete being stored. I know I'm walking on a line of concrete, but this is not where my main storage is. My main storage for concrete is all the way out here. Let's just get rid of those gifts. I don't need those gifts. I don't need these AI limiters either. I should just get rid of them. I only have them for smart splitters, I guess. More inventory would be great. More inventory would be a fantastic addition. Hello, concrete. Boom. This is concrete, my primary supply. I should just terminate this, bring it down. How's my dolly? How's my dolly? Where's my Ollie? That's the question. Now there's a question. Where's Ollie? We've got the dolly here. What's Ollie up to? Something. Sleeping, most likely. Same as her. They've had their food. They've had their play-ish. Now it's sleepy time for the kittens. Anyway, stuff, things. Off we go. Up. Up! We need to go up. Drink all the coffee. Unfortunately, I am out of coffee. I've got my cup, but My cup is empty. I have this water. Over and this way. So, how am I going to deal with the byproduct? You need to process it into a solid, and then ideally the solid can be voided in the awesome sink. That would be the most ideal. Honestly. Last thing I want is to be backed up on a byproduct, preventing the production of stuff. I could elevate a couple other platforms out to here. Get additional ways of getting up this high. Slash, get additional ways of bringing stuff down to the rest of the platforms. Oh god, autosave. Autosave hitching! This is not good when jumping on a thin platform. Quote unquote thin. It's 8 meters by 8 meters per square. So I hope people understand why I will want to bring my stuff that I'm producing out here with the oil to the main part of the base. Because this is a hike. You may have noticed, this takes a while to get out here. Ooh. Thing. Also, there's probably, most likely, a bunch of stuff to collect. Ooh, purple. Ooh, is that also purple? Yes, that's also purple. Hello. And a whole bunch of greens and yellows and all that. Tons of slugs everywhere to get, but I'm more concerned about getting hard drives. Hard drives would be good. There is a hard drive that exists somewhere in that direction. Yes, very, very vague, but I don't have the map yet. The first place that I mined coal and built coal power plants nearby has a small island with a crash site on it, as well as 2 big spitters. One of them is the one that shoots the green flames, and one is the one that shoots the red flames. I'm not gonna swim out to that because that's just death. It's just death to try to swim out to that area, but it needs motors to unlock stuff that I have. Bigger platform. Yeah, so I need to get that pipe here. Or I can make stuff lower and bring it up here. I think that might be what I end up doing, actually. So I need to go down. Actually, I shouldn't have built this big platform out here. We'll have it for later. This is just for me to get down. Excuse me, but no. Don't stack like that. Excuse me? Really? The gas gets that close? Oh boy. We have bees plus gas to contend with for that one slug. Yeah, nah. Nah. Down we go. Place that. Okay. Which way? I'm just trying to estimate stuffs. Hi. You're repositioning? Repositioning my dolly? As a pretty girl. She love her gifts? Did she love her presents? On Christmas? Do the kitties love their presents? They sort of have been playing with the new toys that they got. They got lots of things. They were immensely confused slash overly stimulated. Too much choice. Too much choice for the kittens. I think I'll just build on this level of platform. Yeah. Right there. Yeah, this looks good to me. Okay, where is that? Phew. We did it. We've done our platform. Now to get the oil brought up from there. No! Sad part is I need those unless I want it to be like floating in the air. I really don't want to go back to get more iron rods, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to delete pretty much all of the stackable supports from below. Okay, that's tall enough. Now, you... How far up? You can make it. But how many more pumps do I need? That's a great question. That's a great point to make. So, I don't need a support there. Ultimately. What I need is a support here. Oh boy. Whoops. Ta-da! Oh my god. Stuff! It exists. We did it. We got oil all the way up here. Wow. And it actually doesn't look like trash either. Yay! Yay! We did the thing. Now, refineries. We need at least 2. Because we need 1 for plastic, 1 for rubber. You are able to do stuff out of polymer resin. That's this. This is fuel making polymer resin. And then this takes the... So this takes oil, makes fuel and polymer resin, and then you can do plastic out of water and the resin. No. Just no. Now, these recipes are going to give you this stuff, which is heavy oil residue. Great. Great. Heavy oil residue. And you have to deal with this somehow. You can convert it into 12 petroleum coke per 4 residue fluid. Alright. The question is, can I awesome sink petroleum coke? This is the question. Can I awesome sink petroleum coke? Also, I just have to laugh that this is processing 30 per minute. You can have 10 of these making plastic out of a full throughput pipe. Also, that's a little bit not where I need it to be. Yeah, even that's a little bit close. These are huge. These are pretty tall. And then the rubber is going to also consume 30. Okay. Yep, 30 into 20. And 30 into 20. And both of these will make 30 fluid. 30 fluid. So then I need a oh god, I need stuff. Oh boy. Time to head back for a restock. If I'm going back for a restock... Oh yeah, I guess I didn't actually make a way all the way down, did I? Yeah, let's make a path downwards. Come on. Ta-da! This! Oh no. I need more stuff. I need more rods. Let's get rods on the way. Rods and just pipe, all the things. Off we go. This way. So, progression-wise, once we get into the plastic and the rubber, these do have uses. They absolutely have uses. I will need computers. The computers are going to use things made from other things. And it's going to be great. The heavy modular frames don't actually use plastic or rubber. They use things that I already make. I just need to actually bring stuff to a manufacturer to manufacture the things. Computers also made in a manufacturer. Rubber we're about to make. Encased beams I have and am making. So that's going to be fine for this milestone. There's some tech I could do as well. There's these like high-speed connectors that I think I could unlock at this point. But I don't think I need to. By the way, Fixmas. I have opened up the other Advent calendar items already. I did that on the 25th. And saw that it gave this weird frame on day 25. I think day 24 was snow. Something like that. Anyway. It was a thing that did stuff. So I just want to double check that. Yes, I have opened all of the dates for that, and it gave me this fused modular frame because, you know, of all new stuff, of all the things we would expect of new items to be added to the game, another level of modular frames is absolutely top of list, right? Yeah, I could just get the Novelist detonator. That's easy. We can make these oscillators now, by the way. I could just do that. And I could just unlock the high-speed connectors at any point, get a programmable splitter eventually, get the Mark III power poles. Yeah, that would be ideal. A deal. That object scanner improvement could happen as well. Okay, I wanted to pick up... Do I need any of these? No. I need the rods. And I need the steel pipe. That's a mission. That's a ways away, literally on the other side of my base. with the encased beams. Let's bring a couple hundred extra encased beams, to actually work towards this milestone, and have a look at the requirements for the other two components as well while we're at it. So here's our one and only manufacturer that exists here only to guarantee that we have the components to build the manufacturer, just forcing me to not kill my heavy frames. Modular frames. Okay, I'm actually making 10 per minute at this build of modular frames. So there's that. Steel pipe. Okay, encased beams and screws. That's pretty simple to do the heavy frames. How about the computer? The computer is going to take circuit boards, cable, plastic, and screws. 45 plastic. Wow. Okay. To make 2.5 computers per minute. That's a few. The adaptive control units are going to take the connectors and automated wiring, of course, and heavy modular frames and computers to make those. We need this for our next level of the space elevator, as well as modular engines, which is going to consume rubber, motors, and smart plates. Hey, smart plates. We need to do that again as well. Make dedicated builds for these things. Phew, that's gonna be stuff. That's gonna be a time. Let's get working on the rubber and plastic once I get the pipe that I need for more refineries. More refineries! All of them! We must make all of the refineries. Oops, do not search. I'm good on the other stuff. It's just I need the pipe for the refinery. I'm going to take this route. Pipes and encased beams are being made over here. Steel pipes, that is. I do not have the alternate recipe, by the way, to make the encased beams out of pipe plus concrete. That is actually a very good recipe that I would love to get, but haven't seen it yet. Need hard drives. I said I was going to take 200 extra of those, as well as the pipe that I desire, and be on my way. On my way back to the build. And I did grab rods too, so that's good. Good stuffs. To the plastic build that I'll then need to bring all the way over, the plastic and the rubber. That'll be great. I wish there was a way to automate milestones, or just have belt inputs like the space elevator on stuff to do milestones, but sadly, that is not the case. Off we go. I guess I can check on the stars while we're at it. The Fixmas toppers. Tree toppers. Off this way. We need like several hundred of the things. That is a full throughput Mark III belt, by the way, of the presents. I've got so many gifts. How you doing? 109. 10. Wow, that's what that looks like. We need 500. We are just over a fifth of the way towards unlocking that tech and finishing Fixmas. Having the best tree ever. Okay, we're gonna take this way back and finish building that ladder up to the refinery area. So how are folks on this day? It's been a good day for me. I have been alone in the house since, well, I was alone for the full day yesterday. We'll be alone for ideally most of the day today. We'll see. We'll see what happens there. Whether or not folks actually return today. Because, knowing my mother, it's gonna be really late at night. So we're gonna have effectively the whole day today. I consider this a personal vacation, being utterly alone. Besides the kittens, of course. Besides the kittens, of course, my babies. Oh, speaking of my babies. Speaking of my babies, it's an Ollie. Ollie's decided to come say hello. Hello, my Ollie. How's he feeling? Is Ollie feeling good today? Yes, he is. He's feeling much, much better. Getting his medicine. Getting his medicine every day. His eyes have really cleared up. Yes. You've got very pretty eyes. You've got pretty eyes when your eyes aren't all watery. Yeah. Big yawn. The Ollie has arrived. Yes, he has. And it is time for me, actually, now that we've got out here, to take a break. As of this point, I have not actually taken my regularly scheduled halfway point break on a Satisfactory stream. But today, I need to take the break. I need to. I really need to. So we're going to climb up here to the refineries area of the base. Hi, Dolly. And we're going to take a brief few-minute break. Just a few minutes. And then build out more refineries, get all the logistics done on the refineries, and yeah, go from there. I will be back shortly. And I have returned. Welcome back. Dolly left when I got up. She's eating now. More dry food. And I have an Ollie next to me. Hi. Hello. Hello, my boy. Here's my boy. Here's a pretty Ollie. He's a pretty boy. He's the prettiest. He's the prettiest boy. He's over 10 pounds. He's a 10-pound-and-a-quarter kitten. Full of muscles. Full of the muscles. The vet didn't have a problem with his weight. He was weighed, and he was fine. Because, obviously, a 10-pound kitten that's like 9 months old is just fine. Autosave. Complete. Probably hurts if you don't have the Blade Runners to jump off of Refinery, doesn't it? They're pretty tall. Why are the lights that high? Sure. The lights are that... Oh. There's the inputs. So, do I want these here? Probably not. How much concrete do I have? Probably should have brought more concrete with me. Probably should have brought more concrete. One more. I picked a great height for placing all these things, didn't I? Yep. What a great choice of height. I actually want to move these refineries a bit more. Of course, following with my general design philosophies, I will actually be scaling these off screen. Scaling the production of the various items, if I have time. I may not have time. I hope there's enough room for the outputs here. And then we need to deal with byproducts. And this is where I'm going to learn, basically, whether or not I can void the stuff. So you process 40 per minute. Another thingy hit the ground. There's so many gifts, I swear. You rubber, plastic. What is going to be the easiest way of dealing with the fluid output as well as the item output for here? So, the obvious step one would be to have mergers here. Is that the correct distance? Yes, it is. Okay. The next one is a different product. So that one's 4 tall. And I have to remember that when doing conveyor lifts, a tier of belt is 2 ticks of a conveyor lift. Why? I do not know. Why does a conveyor lift need 2 ticks per stack tier? I've got no idea why it's 2. It should be just 1 tick per tier. Why there's a tick in between, I just don't get it. It makes it very inconsistent to use lifts. Let's see. There. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. 7. There you go. 1, 2. Excuse me, what? 1? 1? Thought it was... Oh. You know, it would help if the alignment was actually correct. Yeah, that's better. 1, 2. Boom. Auto connects. At least it auto connects. Right? That's a great thing. It does auto connect. A little bit of belt between the 2 things there. Ta-da! This makes the pipes a little bit easier to work with. A little bit easier to work with. Yeah. So let's get a standard support. And we're going to do a few of these supports down the line. There really is no particularly elegant way to set up the pipes. It's just... it's awful. Okay? It's awful. There is no snapping on the junctions. I hate that we can't snap the junctions. But we gotta do what we gotta do. So, junctions. We just have to attempt to align. It's like, okay, we got a line that now no longer shows up. Hi. We need to guess. We need to guess. It's slightly off kilter. Why to hate pipes? Specifically the cross junctions. This is why we hate pipes. That is off kilter, but screw it. I need sheets! What? Well, I guess I'm going back to get sheets of copper, because that's pretty much required. Down we go. Boink. And off we go to get those sheets. The sheets are a little bit closer than the pipe was, the steel pipe was. So there's at least that. Excuse me. Don't drop, please. God. Do not drop down. All these random lines of platform that I used for exploring, quote unquote exploring. Ah. Lots of concrete getting used. Infinite amounts of concrete. Pretty sure you can build tall enough that you can just do the whole freaking map in just a gigantic platform. Flat platform. If you do it tall enough. The problem is just getting stuff up that high in the first place from the floor where all the base resources are. That would be a bit of a scaffolding nightmare, I think, to build high enough that you can actually do a flat platform across the entirety of the map without clipping, like, the tops of the trees in the one particular biome. And then you have to figure out, what's my organization going to be like? Oh, boy. That would be great to imagine how janky all that would be. It's like, yes, the lifts only can lift a certain amount of height. Pretty sure. Why there's an arbitrary height limit on lifts is beyond my comprehension. But hey, they have a limit. Always got to be mindful. Heading on up. And over. And right here. Copper sheets. Ta-da! By the way, thank you for the coupons. I am absolutely making and voiding AI limiters, by the way. That's my primary source of the points right now. I do question, though, my ability to void. Can I void this petroleum coke? I will find out shortly. I can just look it up on the wiki, but it's funner this way. In a game that I cannot lose, I'm not as keen on researching all of the information, all of it. Some information, sure, not every single little detail. Some stuff, if I feel like researching, I'll research. Otherwise, nah. Onwards and upwards. All this for Caterium, by the way. This is a pure node of Caterium that's being processed into ingots and then on its way. There's a refinery recipe that is water plus Caterium for more ingots. That would be most ideal considering the rarity of that resource node. Just all of the recipes that's just add water to process more ingots out of ore are just fantastic recipes to use. The problem is that it's done in refineries, and as we can see with refineries, they are massively tall buildings and have large power requirements, pretty sure. Oh, really? We are almost a gigawatt base. We are very close to being a gigawatt base. It will be interesting times going forward. Speaking of interesting, what's interesting is that there are apparently only 3 resource nodes for uranium on the entire map. That's gonna be fun. How much power do you use? 30 megawatts each. Yeah. You process 40 per second of this stuff. Alright, cross junction. Wait, what? Wait, what? Hi. Cross junction. Delete everything. I overthought this, clearly. So I could just place a cross junction, huh? And can I have it, like, properly aligned? I'm not getting the thingies, though. So I have to sort of guess. It's a little too far. Ah, that was 1 tile. Of course it was. 1 tile. Is that aligned? Yep. Can I please get a alignment indicator? Of course not. Of course not. Is that aligned? Looks like it. Why is it that I sometimes get the green line and sometimes I don't? Here, let's actually get pipe placed. Maybe then I'll actually get alignment indicators. Aha! Briefly? No. You are aligned. You are not aligned. This is still awful. You are aligned. You. You are really? Aha. What? Now? Now you do this? Now you do it. At the very, very end of the Okay. Clearly, I need to be standing on top of the junction, and then it will give me the things. Okay. Now I know. Thank you, game. I apparently have to stand on top of the junctions for it to actually show me the alignment thingies. Ta-da! We need to do the same thing on the other side. The exact same thing on the other side. Okay. Except it doesn't need to be as much. That is... Ah! But that works. Hi. There you go. There you go. So you can't be standing below where the alignment indicator would be, apparently. Yeah. Because this is slightly elevated, I have to be at least standing at or above for it to show the alignment indicators. This does not produce fluids. This produces solids. Ta-da! Okay. You. There. You. There. You. There. You. There. I would love to be able to do just a right angle connector there, but Easy. Easy way is best way. If it works, it works. None of these require a solid input, by the way. It's just oil into stuffs. Now, speaking of the oil, is 1 enough to get this high? Is 1 pump going to be enough? Maybe. I think a pump is 50, or is it 10? It is 20 meters of lift. Are we greater than 20 meters from the point in which I have that pump? We could use walls to find out. Walls are 4 meters high. I need to be on the ground, I think. Estimating 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Yeah, I think I need another pump. We'll put it there. Ta-da! Speaking of power. Ta-da! Okay. Plastic exists. Crude oil exists. This is making a lot more residual, I think, than I'm able to process. Maybe. Maybe? Don't know. Wow. That's a lot of throughput if you can provide it 40 per minute of residual oil. What in the actual... What? Hi. Hi, Ollie. How's a boy? Boy, Ollie wanna join me? My Oliver wants to join me? Oliver twitched? Mister, please sure may I have some more? Cause he's hungry, hungry kitty? Yes, how's my Ollie? How's that boy? Okay, that's a lot of stuff. Please, God. Let there be awesomeness in my life. Hi, Ollie. Are we awesome? We are not awesome, because you need power, right? Bah? We are awesome! I'm sure there are people whose heads are exploding that I'm not using this for actually making power, but you know what? Screw it. Ollie has left me, by the way. We are avoiding the thingies. And it actually looks like this is a pretty good way of getting points. Wow, that is a lot of stuff. Am I even able to process the residual oil fast enough out of all this? I think these have stopped, or maybe not. No. No, they have not. Alright, we need to get these belts out. I think I need to do this. Let's do this. Excuse me? Oh. Stuff. Concrete. The bane of my existence. I do not need that. Ow. Let's go delete that ramp over there. I do not need that ramp. Goodbye, ramp. Oh boy. This is great. We've got stuff. I need more nuts. Hold up. I need nuts. I've been bad. And I've taken loads of damage. Fall damage. For the record, every death that I've had thus far has been from fall damage. Every single one has been fall damage. Trust me. Every single one, fall damage. Yeah, sure. Lots of oil. Those pumps are pumping. Let's head up the ladder. Okay. How in the world am I going to do this? How am I going to get these two belt lines there, and out? Hmm. Well, I can keep them stacked for the moment. That's my initial thing, is getting the stacked poles placed. I was gonna put a couple stacks. No, I apparently built one extra. 1, 2, 3. Good. We're gonna bring this out to here. Come on, belt. Is that even... That wasn't even aligned! Ah! Stupid things. It would help if I was actually properly aligned. I'm like, that looks a little off. Because it was a little bit off. It's like, that was not straight. See, that's straight. And this is a perfect right angle. Okay, the tricky part. I'm going to need additional foundation. I'm going to need to climb up here. I'm going to actually remove a lot of this foundation, and I need to extend one out this way. Is that good enough? What? I didn't actually need to extend one out this way. Yes, I did. I didn't need to do it here. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to delete all of this. Good. All of this. Good. And then what I'm going to do is we're going to go out about this far, and we're going to have one to the left and one to the right. And we are going to have a conveyor pole stack on each side. Do I want it there, though? there. And they'll merge up at their proper heights and go from here. The question is, do I have the lift for it? Is there enough lift action to get all the way up there? So the alignment should be this one is the middle, so this up on the edge though. And that up. So let's get this properly done. I need how do I want to get this stacker? This is all to get right-angled stuff, by the way. I think that's the correct spacing. Are you aligned? 1, 2. Why does this seem off to me? Because I built this further to the side. You're not in the exact middle. Hey. Go away. There we go. That should be good. Now, I need to get all of this brought over. Ah! Dang it. Always happens. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Always gonna fall. This is why we build fences. This is why fences exist. Please. Fence. Fence these off. Please. Oh boy. Isn't it lovely? Isn't it lovely? Pretty, awesome, magnificent, wonderful, glorious. And then there was lift. Oh, I'm just thinking of something rather important. That doesn't work. That is gonna clip Unless I have the height there. I do. Hey, isn't that lovely? Alright, let's climb. Ta-da! Big stacks of things. Why do they have a height limit? I don't know. I need more beams. It's like, oh yeah, more beams. Those are needed. I need fencing, 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 fencing. Yeah, fencing. But then how am I gonna see the doohickey? Oh no. How about from over here? Can I do it from over here? Yep. Wow. That one works on max height. That means this one's off by 1. Why do you do this to me? It's off by 1 height. Can I make it work? Yeah. I need more steel beams. So off we go. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you, game, for gifts. Presents. Whew. We're getting there. We're getting there. And then I also, yeah, I need like a ton of beams because I need to bring both of these all the way down this entire segment. Once I actually get the materials up here, they need to go all the way down here. And then they have to go down. And get processed into other things. My goodness gracious. But hey, at least the coke can be voided in the awesome sink. That's actually one of the best things about this whole process is that you can just void the excess stuff, the residuals, through coke. Blobs for trees. Don't you love draw distance? Draw distance is amazing. There's a whole bunch of plastic blobs out there for trees. Glorious plastic blobs. Somewhere out in that direction is a hard drive I want, but I have to fight for it. Anyway, off we go. So the beams are over there. Yeah, the steel beams. If I fall from here, I'm pretty sure I die, because I'm not at full health. I think that the way these Blade Runners work, I think, is that if you are at full health and you suffer a big fall, you will not die, regardless of how high you fall from. We're about to test that theory! I died. At least it was here at the base, right? Ugh. Yep. Falls. They happen. way too often for my liking. Ah, if only I could have a jetpack and Blade Runners at the same time. Did that put the crate on top of the thingy? The belt line? Probably. Yes. Fell right on top of concrete. Of course you would die. How far away is this? Is the answer very? I hope it's not very. Oh, hi. It was on the ground. On the thingy. Grab it. All of it. Thank you. For the everything. You, and definitely you. I mean, the area thing sure can go on there. Sort. Cool. Coffee. I'll probably have to heal. A little bit. But I don't think I'm going to use my nuts for it. I should go around and grab more nuts. To be completely honest. Nuts or fruits. There's lots of fruits, too, that are about the place. In the areas that I have built. Hello, build. I need steel plate. Slash girders. Beams. Stacks and stacks of beams. I need all of the beams. Ever. Huzzah! We've done stuff with... We've done our basic petrochemical processing. Congratulations. We have magically made plastic and rubber out of crude oil. Out of pure magic. That is something to say about a lot of these production chains in Satisfactory. You definitely do not need a degree in chemistry or even a remote concept of things with chemistry or geology. You don't need to know much to enjoy doing these processes. It's pretty easy to understand by comparison to things like Factorio, which yeah, at the start you have to process crude oil into petroleum gas. Just this esoteric gas that then gets processed into plastic. Okay, as well as sulfuric acid. Well, okay. Sure. And then you need light oil and heavy oil to make lubricant out of heavy oil and make solid fuel and rocket fuel out of light oil. Like, okay, and you have to deal with all of these. And you can crack heavy oil to light oil and light oil into petroleum gas. Like, okay. Sure. If you don't know what any of these things represent, it can be very confusing. Or their actual uses and these circumstances. I have 2 nuts. Ahem. I mean, that should be fairly obvious, right? Okay. Let's get these lifts finished. Climb the ladder. More gifts be falling. So I did look up what will happen. Excuse me? Excuse me? My ladder is too high. Oh, I built a thingy? I built a thingy. Game. Thank you. I've completely lost what I was about to say. It gone. Not existent in my mind anymore. It was some Fixmas, right? I looked up what will happen once it ends in January, on whatever date after mid-January, and everything that I've built will stay there. The trees will stop making gifts to provide more gifts. The stuff will stop falling out of the sky. I don't know if it probably won't delete anything that's still here on the ground. I hope it would, but I don't think so. And the buildings, the constructors that are set to construct the decorations will still be set to construct the decorations. It's just once you've used all the gifts, they're not going to do anything anymore, and you will no longer be able to actually set the recipes for those decorations once you've taken it off of the building. So there's that. It just somewhat elegantly ends the thing, but here's the problem with that, though. Here's my problem with that. The developers are taking away content. And if you paid attention earlier, when I was talking about my gripes with Paradox and Stellaris, and them ripping content out of the game, like literally taking out methods of flight, interstellar travel methods from the game to leave you with just their version of node-based traveling. I was pretty upset. So I don't really like the idea of just turning off this quote-unquote event. I want it to be on always. Like, sure, get rid of the presents falling out of the sky. I don't think I want the presents falling out of the sky anymore. So sure, give me the option to disable that and keep the ability to make the decoratives. Like, I have researched these decoratives. I want to keep the decoratives. Why would you remove my ability to make the decoratives just because it's not the time of year? Again. Like, why? Why are you taking content away from me? Content that I have paid for away from me. Not that I've paid for this, but content that was paid for through the purchase of the game. You can't just take away stuff that you've provided. That's no. That would be bad. Come on, build the stuff. So yeah, that's a steep incline. I will get you to rise. That did not come out the way that I expected it to. Thank you for rising to the occasion. That one's elegant. I need you to... I'll keep this one on that level and raise up the other one. I just hope there's enough space. That is not enough space. Is that enough space? Yes. Okay. Now I know. I had to check if there was a fence here. Because I'm like, huh, I could fall. Ta-da! We did it. We have lifted our plastic and rubber from way down there to way the hell ass up here. Now to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I can get this properly without having to do much extra work. And I want it on that line. Hello, stuffs. Come on, there you go. One, 2, 3. This is short. Fine. That's also pretty short. Alright. Aha. You are just long enough to justify 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I hear kitten. Ollie, you're climbing. You're climbing boxes. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Why 7? Because 7 is the max length between belts. On a perfectly straight belt. Seven by 8 meters. If I try to do one tick extra, it will not allow me to place the belt. I'm gonna go back and place the belt just in case I made a mistake, and I don't want to redo all this. The sad part is all of this is actually just going into storage. At the end of all this belt line, it's just stored. And then from there, when I do set up the factories that need it, I will use it from that point. Thank you for the gifts. Game. But it'll look nice. We have another blue item as well as a rubber black coming in. Gotta hit that one. Thank you for the autosave. See how it can make it to this one, but it can't make it here. It just can barely make this stretch. There we go. All of this is just to keep perfect right angles, by the way. Yep, you're good. Should probably do the top one first, now that I'm thinking about it. Excuse me? There, go. It's building! See, it can't even... It doesn't even have the length to do the diagonal down. It just has enough length to do the straight. So it's at max distance here, 7 by 8 meters. I can't actually make a mistake. Say if I have a stack 5 high of these, it's literally impossible to make a mistake because it can only actually build and connect to the one at its exact height. Works out quite nicely that way. As for building on the seam between the two, that's just my personal preference. Let us continue. Hope you like building belt. Hope you like watching building belt. I need more stuff. Yeah. Did I mention that this is going to use a lot of steel? A lot of steel beams. I guess in the meantime, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 6, 7. The game about satisfying you with well-made building animations, yes. Why don't I play without cheats? What do you mean? I'm not cheating. I'm not playing with cheats. I do not have infinite resources. I do not have unlimited health. What? I'm not flying. I do not have area actions. Or I'm not using area actions for free stuff. I have area, I'm not using it for that purpose. It is for a copy paste, and I'm using it with the item costs. Like, I haven't done anything with it that is even remotely cheating. Like, I could very easily use it to not have to spend resources, but I've been spending the resources. As far as I'm aware, I've been expending the resources anyway. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Oh, I'm out of stuff now, completely. And I only used it to copy and paste a build for Fixmas stuff to make the decorations. Once. That's how much I've used area actions so far. Once. For one build, copying with the resource expense, apparently. I guess it looks at stored stuff as well. Stuff in storage and uses stuff in storage. And, I did I had the check mark to spend the stuff. Like, I'm not going to build stuff knowingly without spending the resources to do so. It's just that one particular build I needed to copy paste. In fact, I'd be fine just completely removing area actions from my load if I could from the game. We'll see if I genuinely feel like I need it for some of the other builds I may want to repeat, but I needed to repeat this mess of things. So all the way down here we've got, you see how we got that one little assembler down here making decorations? Yeah, that little assembler making decorations and all of this other stuff beyond it, I copied from next door, this assembler, with the setting to spend the stuff on. I'm assuming it spent the stuff. It did not give me a indication that it spent the stuff. It seemed to have taken stuff out of my inventory as well as out of storage that was on the map. That's like the one little thing I would consider somewhat cheaty, is that it actually pulled from existing inventories without having to go and grab it. Anyway, here we are. I was here to get steel beams. Yeah, I would not be having these troubles with resource management if I was really genuinely using area actions to dodge the costs of building machines. All I'd really need to do is place one refinery and just copy and paste the refinery over and over and over again, however many I need. Just no. In fact, it's actually a bit of a nerf, because I don't even think I get back the resources from that Fixmas build that I spent on it. It's like I told it to spend the resources, I don't even get the resources back when I delete it. So it's actually objectively worse to use it. I get the resources back for the belt because it doesn't actually freaking copy the belts either. It's like, oh great, yeah, it copies the buildings. It doesn't copy the belt. You gotta place the belt yourself. Gee, thanks. What a wonderful mod. Making you have to still place all the belt. on the copy. I just want something to copy. Copy and paste. That's it. Just like I would love if this game had built-in blueprint ability. Like, could we please get blueprint ability? Why do I need a mod to have an ability to copy stuff? Right? Why do we need a thing to copy stuff? That would be very ideal. Do I even get stuff back? Hold on, let's autosave. Let's have a look at those buildings there. I tacked on some extras for the candy canes on the end over there. Oh god, do I even get back resources? Yeah, as you see here, the stuff that I copied, that I apparently spent resources on, by having that tick mark on, I do not get back the resources on the building itself, on the buildings that were copied using area actions, as opposed to the buildings that were copied using area actions, that were not copied, excuse me, down here. I get back resources. Like, actual resources on these buildings. The rods and the wires and all that are returned to me on these buildings, and the reinforced plates and the stuffs on these constructors, and on that foundry, all the stuff for the foundry gets returned. All those rotors on the assemblers, they get returned, as opposed to that one, nothing. Resources basically got voided by using copy paste. That would be, by the way, an argument for buildings just being built for free. Would be, you normally get back the cost anyway when you delete buildings. But, so as long as you've at least reached the tech level and you've made a resource to build a building, does it really matter whether or not you actually expend a resource on the building itself, when you can get it back by deconstructing the building anyway? What that does is it slows down building. And this being the first time I've been playing this, I'm okay with having that slow down, that being slower. Why did I not climb up there? Why did I not climb up there? I should have climbed up there. Now I have to go all the way to the end, climb up, and walk all the way back on my high platform up there. Now, the mod that I really use is the smart mod. That's the mod I use primarily, and the smart mod absolutely uses resources when building at scale. It absolutely consumes resources. And it makes it so that I don't have to do as much copy-paste work either. Because because it lets me build a set of buildings very easily. And since I have to run the belt anyway, it's like I might as well just use smart mod for building primarily. Up we go. Part 1. Ah, nighttime. More presents falling from the sky. Oh boy. There's 4 thingies in that tree. There's 4 that I can see from here. Slugs in that tree alone. What? Anyway, off we go. Time for more belt with our 918 beams. We'll see how long that lasts. We'll see how long that lasts. Ideally, before the end of the stream here, I will finish this belt line, at least getting it to a point where I can store stuff. I don't think we're going to actually be using these resources. Oh yeah, I totally brought an extra 200 encased beams around with me to do this milestone. And I didn't actually do this milestone. Submit it to this milestone. Come on, there you go. As for why I have this on stacked conveyors, it's simply so that I can walk under the belts. I could theoretically have another line of belt on a standard foundation pole under the stacked conveyor. I just want to be able to walk under my stacked conveyors. It's as simple as that. I elevate the belts so I can walk underneath them. There's something to be said about being able to walk on them, but this is cleaner. Come on, there you go. Remember how we had over 900? Yeah, we've almost used half of it already. We are getting a bit closer to the turn, though. So at least there's that. There we go. At least I don't need to build a ton more foundations. Oh hey, dawn. Finally. Finally some light on the situation. So the next steps for progression here is to... Well, the main next step is to be able to have as many manufactories as I possibly could ever desire. So that's going to take quite a bit of plastic, primarily. Production, as well as beams. Beams? No. Frames. I need to make frames. Those heavy modular frames. That'll be on the agenda for next time. Otherwise, I should have everything I need. I should work on getting additional techs, too. That would be ideal. Hey, so remember how we had over 900 units of beams? It was just enough to get me the rest of the way on that straight line. Now we have to go this line. Yay. I didn't actually bring any of the iron rods with me, either, to keep building the stuffs. Great. There's 4 minutes left of my scheduled stream time. And I have to go over there to pick up more steel beams, and below me, I guess, I should have some extra rods. If not, then over there. Among the stuff for Fixmas, which is the only thing I've used area actions for. Yeah. Off we go. Beams first. Glorious beams. Let's remember to leave a little bit of inventory space. Oh, and spend the encased beams. Yes. Don't forget to do that. I really don't need this pipe to exist here. It just is here for aesthetics. It's just here to be like, hey, if I ever need to run a pipeline of something, there it is. I don't know, the Mark 1 pipe can move 300 meters cubed of volume per minute, but I don't think I would want to run a pipe like that over distance. Something tells me minimum pipe distance is the best idea. That's 1,000 units. 1,000 units of steel beams. Wouldn't it be great to have the Mark IV belts using the encased beams and having the alternate recipe to make the encased beams out of the steel pipe instead of the steel beams? Then you don't have to spend steel beams. You don't even have to make steel beams for literally anything anymore. That'll be great when I get to that point. Just upgrade everything to Mark IV and be done with it. Yeah, I know there's Mark V too to think about, but we have to get to that point. And apparently there will eventually be a Mark VI. Just as a by the way. Oh. It landed there, and I saw a present fall out of the corner of my eye from the explosion of presents. Okay, rods. Rods. Over here, this should be a container full of rods. Probably need a little bit more than 100, though, so we're gonna go down and throw 2 stacks of encased beams and however many units of rubber that I'm carrying around into this system, just to free up some space for more rods. Speaking of rods, I also have rods right down here. Hello. Thank you for rods. Couple more stacks. And I want to finish running this belt. So I'm going to finish running this belt and shoving the stuff into storage before we end things off for the day today. I'm going to use that ladder to get back up to where I need to be. I hope I have what I need to make the storage containers. I absolutely had dang well better. That looks pretty nice. Although it also looks pretty weird being elevated like that without any support whatsoever. That's just one of my problems with this game, is that supports are optional. quote-unquote problems with the game. Not actually problems. Just interesting design decisions that they would not have implemented a means of requiring platforms to have supports. Even though they've made supports. Like, they are things that exist. I can build them, in fact. What tab are they? Foundations, yeah, pillars. You can build pillars. They're there. Pillars to put foundations upon, to make it at least look like the foundations are supported by something. And even these are optional in the grand scheme. They're useful for the actual building of the belt, but you can just remove these and the belts will just be free floating. Seven. 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 Whoops. Seven. We're getting closer. Okay. First one's gonna split off here. Second one's gonna split off here. And then fun times. Storage. And then storage. Gosh, that distance. Can you imagine trying to build a main bus that extends the entire length of the map? With multiple belts? Just the entire map? Nah. Even if you take it to the center point of the map, just star pattern everything into the center of the map. Just like, oh, that's so much resources. So many resources. That's so much stuff for that infrastructure to do that, when you don't need to actually do that most of the time. We're doing this with these rubber products, rubber and plastic products of oil, because there are far fewer oil patches than there are anything else. And I've got a lot of my other common resources out here, and I'd rather have the rarer resources coming to the common resources than common resources going to the rarer. Like, most of my production is out here. May as well keep everything out here. And yes, I know there is more oil somewhere over there-ish. There's a ping for oil. More oil. In fact, crude oil. Ping it for me. How far away? Does getting off of the tool actually stop? Oh, hi. Yeah, that's the oil I tapped over there. That ping. There's more oil somewhere over there. That's the one I tapped. That's extra. In case I need it. We shall see. We're almost done. It's glorious. You've almost done it. All of this wonderful belt. Excellent. So, this. There. And, come on, autosave. There. Top or bottom? Top or bottom? Bottom, just to make things look nice. Rubber, plastic. Huzzah! We have done the thing. What was the purpose of doing this thing? Just to get the resources closer to where I'm going to be building out manufacturing resource buildings. The manufacturers use plastic, so I didn't want to have to keep walking all the way out to where I was making plastic to pick up plastic to build manufactories, when this is my main base. So yeah, there we go. All this backlog of stuff now is going to flow pretty quickly. It's not going to look like this until the thingies fill again, but yeah, resources, production, mayhem, things. I have enough rubber for the milestone from what's on the belt, what's in my inventory, and what's filling this. I'll very shortly. I need 73. Well, there you go. There's your 73. I'll hold up until it's 100. Take it into my inventory, and I can just finish this milestone. Why can I not place fences on ramps? That is what you get when you try to place a fence on a ramp. You can rotate the direction of the fence. You cannot put the fence flush with the ramp. It is disgusting. I sort of want guardrails on my ramps for my own safety. Safety rails on the ramps so I don't fall off the ramp. That would be a great feature. Or some other belt. Please take all that. Thank you. So that just leaves computers, as well as the heavy modular frames, in order to pick up this tech, which is going to give me Mark IV belts and conveyors, as well as apparently a fuel generator. There's other things I would like, but this is like the most important milestone to get. With that, though, having gotten plastic and rubber today, discussed a lot about how this game compares with Factorio, as well as gripes about developers continuously updating games and screwing mods over because they keep updating their game well beyond the life expectancy of the game. And having set up our oil processing into rubber and plastic, of course, and bringing the rubber and plastic on that wonderful elevated platform that we built fresh today, using all of our concrete ever and all of our steel ever, and stuff and things, and storing all the way in there. Actually lifting the stuff up to get to that point and doing all that processing. After doing all of this wonderful stuff, I would like to thank you all for watching. This has been Otaku Showboat. If you have enjoyed today's stream, please be sure to do all of the social and engagement stuff below this video. I do have a great big blue join button where you can become an erudite otaku and turn that blue button gray. Would be much appreciated. As well as I have a Patreon at patreon.com/otakushowboat if you are so inclined and able. I will be back tomorrow with more of my Factorio Angels Bob's Space Extension playthrough. And I will be back in 2 days, on the 30th, with more Satisfactory. Continuing on with this playthrough to eventually get through our next set of milestones. I will, of course, see you all on the next one.